A guide to converting mollies and guppies to salt water. If you are an experienced freshwater keeper, you may be looking for a way to expand your horizons and explore the world of saltwater aquariums. But what about your beloved guppies and mollies? Can these common freshwater species successfully transition to a saltwater tank? The answer is yes, but it requires careful planning and preparation. We will explore the process of transitioning guppies and mollies into a saltwater tank, including necessary steps to ensure their health and well-being in their new environment. Whether you're a seasoned aquarium hobbyist or a curious beginner, this could be a very rewarding endeavor. I have always been fascinated by saltwater tanks, especially tanks that have coral in them, but I'm too much of a chicken to take the step to get a saltwater tank. I'm not very good at being precise in dosing, so I feel like I'd kill my fish or corals off by being off on the salinity. I've recently seen that you can buy premixed salt water at PetSmart, so maybe this will take the risk of that. But many people don't realize that some very popular fish can be converted to salt water. Most of them are fish that come from brackish water, but some that you would never think of are guppies and mollies. It is super surprising to me that they could transition to salt water, but the more I think of it, they're such a hardy fish that it shouldn't have been something that blew my mind. To convert guppies and mollies to salt water, you need to acclimate them to salt water. It's often done over a few weeks of a lot of small water changes on the tank for 2 to 3 weeks, till the salinity in the tank is the same as the tank you'll be introducing them to. The one problem with doing the acclimating process over a few weeks is every time you change the salinity level, it will cause the fish to stress and stress more, and this is the number one cause of death in fish. Most common way to transition guppies and mollies is to do it over a 7 to 12 hour period of time. This makes it so the stress of acclimating to a new salinity happens all at once and causes fewer problems. You can do it one of two ways. First is every 10 to 15 minutes you add a small portion of water to the container or tank the guppies are in until the salinity is the same as the tank you're transferring them to. The other is to drip acclimate them. You can use tubing from the tank to a container with guppies and or mollies and transfer the water. You'll want to restrict the flow so that only a few drops come out at a time. Once the salinity matches your tank, then you can introduce them into your new tank. Another thing you'll want to monitor is the temperature of the water. When acclimating fish, you'll want to make sure that the temperature stays within the right parameters. I've made this mistake a few times. I've come back and the water is ice cold and the fish died from the temperature drop and not from the acclimation process. Since then, I've always used a container that is big enough for aquarium heaters so I don't freeze my fish to death. One concern many people have is if the guppies and mollies life cycles are the same in salt water, and for the most part they are. Guppies and mollies can grow, breed, and have babies in saltwater aquarium, which is amazing. Most animals, if the living conditions are slightly off, they won't breed or are stunted in growth, so you know that they are healthy. Also, mollies tend to grow much bigger in saltwater than in freshwater. I've heard cases of them reaching up to 6 inches in length. While guppies and mollies can transition into saltwater, most fish can't. Sometimes people get confused that certain types of fish can transition to saltwater because some illnesses in fish can be treated with aquarium salt. So please do your research on fish that you want to put in a saltwater tank. For example, please don't try to transition a betta fish or a goldfish into saltwater because it will kill them. In conclusion, transitioning guppies and mollies into saltwater tank can be challenging but rewarding experience for fish owners. It requires careful planning, research, and patience to ensure the success of the transition. By gradually acclimating the fish to the new environment and providing them with the appropriate water parameters and diet, they can thrive in a saltwater tank. Overall, transitioning guppies and mollies into a saltwater tank can be a unique and exciting way to explore the diversity of the aquarium hobby. With proper care and attention, these fish can adapt and flourish in their new environment, providing a beautiful and vibrant addition to any saltwater tank.